Hi, kindergartners. Today we are going to do an art project with clay. Where does clay come from? It comes from the ground. Clay is mud from the earth. Clay is mined from open pits near a processing plant where they purify the clay. That is where they take out the stuff they don't need, like rocks and twigs. What makes clay special? Clay is sticky. It sticks to itself so we can form it into shapes. When it dries, it gets very hard. Clay can be used for different types of products: decorative or art, utilitarian, which is practical items like dishes and vases, construction products like bricks, walls, and floor tiles. Air dry versus ceramic clay. Today we will be using air dry clay. This type of clay will dry in the air. No special equipment is needed. It doesn't dry as strong as ceramic clay, but will have slightly more flexibility. This means it may dent or chip instead of shattering the way ceramic clay will when dropped. Ceramic clay is often fired, meaning it's put in the kiln. A kiln is an oven made just for cooking clay and can be taken to temperatures as hot as a volcano. After that, the clay is very hard. It has turned from clay to stone. We will be making a pinch pot today. Here are two samples. You will need a small cup of water. I am using a clean yogurt container. If your work surface is wood, you will want to place something on the surface to protect it. An old piece of fabric, like I have here, some cardboard, or even some paper will work. You will also need the paper bag, marked clay that you picked up from school. Inside the bag, you will find a ball of clay, a skewer, a craft stick, and a paintbrush and two paint pots. Set aside the paint and paintbrush. You will use those another day. Remove the ball of clay from the plastic bag. Pinch pots are created from a ball. If your clay is not rounded, please roll it into a ball. Once you have the ball, use your thumbs to push into the middle of the ball to make an indentation. Continue pressing with your thumbs and forefingers to form the edges of the pot. Be careful not to squeeze too hard because we don't want to have thin walls or a thin bottom. The clay should always be at least 1/4 of an inch thick to prevent it from breaking easily. A quick way to judge is by looking at your pinky finger. If it's thinner than your finger, it's too thin. Be sure the bottom of your bowl is flat by gently pressing it down on your work surface. Once you have formed your pot, flip your bowl over and gently scratch your initials and the year on the bottom. Now that you have formed your pot, you can add designs to it. If you have cracks around the top that you would like to smooth out, you can dip your finger in the water. You don't need a lot of water, but you can smooth some of those cracks. Use the craft stick and/or the skewer to add impressions to your pot. You can use the pointed end of the skewer to scratch the design. You can use the flat end to impress circles. You can use the craft stick to make scale-like impressions. Be creative. Remember, you can decorate both the inside of your pot as well as the outer edges. Once you have completed your pinch pot, be sure to set it somewhere safe to dry. A wooden surface is not the best choice because the moisture could damage the wood. It will take 3 to 4 days for your clay to dry. I hope you have a wonderful time creating your pinch pot.